Boom! Cześć ludzie! What's up people? Hola, JT here. Welcome to another episode. As you saw on the title, I have a guest for you today. I have a guy that I've been watching since last year. He's a Polish dude and he runs a YouTube channel that, hey, could not be more interesting. I don't know if he's the bigger car reviewer, YouTuber, does that make sense? The biggest car reviewer YouTuber in Poland, but I'm sure that he's close to it. But not only that, he makes great content, interesting content, and we want to get to know him more. His name is Marek Drives. Boom! Here we go. Cześć! Cześć ludzie!
Cześć ludzie!
Guys, look who I have here in the flesh. First of all, before we get into the video and before you guys discover some things about Marek, I want to know in the comments if you know this face, if you have heard this voice, because he was reading something from his phone before and I'm like, it's like I'm listening to the Polish lector, like in person.
I know it's like that when you hear someone and then see them on in real life, but you sound exactly like you do on your channel.
I am as annoying. First of all, hold on.
Yeah.
We're in Poland. We have to remove the glove.
Yeah.
Welcome to my channel.
Thank you for having me.
I am very excited, man. I've been watching your channel for, I think, like roughly a year and a half. I discovered last year. And the funny thing is that Marek has 2 YouTube channels. I discovered
Two and a half.
We'll get to that in a moment. But I discovered your channel in English. Marek Drives in English.
Yeah.
But I want to call it your meat and potatoes, or your biggest channel is Marek Drives, you know?
Yeah. It started as one channel. It was called Marek Drives.
Yep.
It was started at the time when nobody in Poland really knew what YouTube was about. So I've done a video, like a walk around with a phone around a motorcycle or something,
yeah.
And thanks to YouTube statistics, I noticed that nobody's watching it in Poland, but people were watching it in somewhere like Brazil or something. So I said, okay, I don't speak Portuguese, so the best I can do is English. So I thought, okay, but since I'm in Poland, I need to do Polish content as well, and I started doing bilingual content, 2 videos, one in Polish, one in English, 1-to-1 basically. And yeah, that's how the main channel started, and finally we managed to split it.
You mentioned something that is pretty obvious immediately. Your English is fantastic.
Thank you.
Did you live, what I thought when I saw your channel was that, okay, this guy probably lived in the UK or something like that, but what is your story and why do you speak so good English?
My parents worked abroad. My dad's an engineer. My mother worked for the airlines, and we used to live in Iraq. That was in the 80s. Then we came back to Poland for a while, and then we moved to the United Arab Emirates.
Really?
Yeah. This is where I went to school for, like, I don't know, grades 6 till the end.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
But like for example, how did that place look back then? Because we all now.
Yeah, we know Dubai,
know,
supercars and everything.
Yeah. How was it then?
How was it then?
Yeah.
It was a bit lower key, a bit colonial, I would say.
Okay.
There's a great fan page on Facebook which is called I Grew Up in Dubai, and it wasn't exotic as such, but it was low-key, it was down to earth. There was a lot of, like you would imagine, maybe I imagine Japan like that, with a lot of neon signs for different whatever, Sanyo, Aiwa, and whatever.
Really?
Yeah, in the
Back
souks.
then?
Yeah, back then it was like that. Yeah, much less skyscrapers.
How about cars?
Cars. A lot of Japanese cars, a lot of 4-wheel drives. I really wanted a Nissan Patrol back then. So I was asking my dad, why don't you get a Nissan Patrol? So, you know, like, son, I get company cars. Though He had a Honda Prelude at one stage.
Oh.
That was a nice company car.
That's a nice one.
The pop-up headlights.
The one with the pop-up ones, eh?
Yeah. My mom also had a couple of Hondas. The last two I think I learned to drive on. May have something to do with the fact that I was, or not, allegedly doing J-turns in them. That one of them had transmission problems. But
I like how he's getting down to the nitty-gritty, guys. He's letting us know.
So yeah, I was proficient at J-turns in a three-door Honda Civic.
Then what happened when you finished school? Where did you go to?
This was late 90s, and I did apply to an American university somewhere in Germany,
Okay.
where I got accepted. But in the end, it's a long story. I was supposed to be a lawyer. That didn't work out.
How did a lawyer end up making
Car videos.
videos?
But anyway, I didn't become a lawyer. I realized that this is not the right path for me. But again, I came to Poland because I said, okay, if I'm going to practice law, I need to study law in Poland. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so first I want to ask you a few questions about your childhood that might or might not have a direct impact on what you do now.
Did I like cars?
Did you like cars? Give me what was your childhood car dream? The one in the posters, you know?
I didn't have car posters because this was 80s in Poland, so we didn't have those. But, you know, my parents drove a Volvo, our friends had a Nissan something, Nissan Sunny, I think. Nissan Sunny was the shit back then. I'm not sure whether I had a favorite car, but my association of a car was a Mercedes because it had a very distinctive badge. It had the star sticking out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Back then, you could have things on the bonnet that stuck out.
Man, you just took me back to the early 90s.
Yeah, and I used to draw because it was simple. Okay, it was simple to draw as a kid because you know it had a star on the bonnet, so that was cool. And for reasons which remain unclear to me, I always drew a car, a Mercedes, which hit a tree, had an open bonnet, and there was like a little man standing next to it. You know, just whatever, 4 lines, hands, legs, and yeah. And that was a drawing that kept coming back. My mother shows me those every now and then.
I was worried about your mental health back then. I don't know what you're driving. you're drawing crashed sites.
Yeah.
What was your first car?
Maluch.
You had a Maluch?
Of course I had.
Really?
I broke 2 of them.
Seriously, but the 2-door?
The 2-door, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to the PRL museum. You know, they have here in Warsaw.
Yeah.
And they have yellow, like you know, it's cut in half. And I was thinking, like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is like you're touching history. For you, this is just childhood. You know what I mean? But
actually, now, okay, Maluch was the first car I bought as with my sort of like I went out and bought it.
Yeah.
Like it was completely my decision. The first car that sort of I had the keys to and it was my car was actually a Lincoln Mark 7 LSC.
Oh, really?
It's
an American car.
Yeah, it's a 90s 2-door.
Yeah, of course.
5-liter Mustang engine. A lot of displacement, very little power, rear-wheel drive. My parents decided it's going to be safer than buying let's say a Mazda for me in Dubai.
Okay.
Because you know, Mazda crumples much easier than a Lincoln.
Yeah, I get it.
That was the assumption. I'm not sure whether they were aware of car dynamics and how rear-wheel drive impacts a teenager's brain. And you know, it kind of went downhill from there.
Because we are in Vigo's channel and I love changing backgrounds for you not to get bored. Let's go to another angle right now. Important question. How come you made your way to starting a YouTube channel about cars and reviewing cars?
Because I worked for a radio station. You know what? This is funny because I used to study like 400 meters from there. There is Leon Koźmiński Academy of something, economics and something.
Yeah.
So I'm a master of economics and international trade and something, which, as you can imagine, is very useful because I'm making educated business decisions and buying cars which are too expensive rather than doing something else. And this radio station, it's no longer here. It's sad. It was called Radio Pin.
Radio Pin.
It was from Pieniądz i Nowoczesność.
Oh.
Anyway,
Radio Pin.
it was a business radio station. So I said, hey, this is perfect. Business school, internship, business radio station. I'll go there for an internship. And since I was free, they said, free is our favorite number. I went there. I went to do an internship in the marketing department. And even when somebody called the marketing department and whoever picked up, whether it was me or my colleagues, whenever, oh, you have such a radio voice. Like, dude, you called the marketing department. But it's like the sort of, people think, oh, everybody in a radio station must have a radio voice.
Yeah. But you do, man. You do. I mean, seriously, you do have, come on. Hey, I'm going to insert right now a clip from his YouTube channel where he's doing the voiceover to the you know what, let's do the mini one.
Mimo różnicy wzrostu, oboje mamy fotel w najniższym ustawieniu, więc przesuwamy go tylko przód-tył. Do tego Ania odsuwa od siebie kierownicę i zmienia ustawienia lusterka wstecznego.
Then, what happened?
What happened? I was bored. I mean, okay, so
only a Polish person will tell you like that. What happened, man? No, the money was not what I was expecting. I was bored.
No, I mean, I was, 20-something doing radio, which was cool because from the marketing department I went to, there were two places where you could hear news in English on Polish TV and radio. So
even back then?
Yeah. Okay, there was probably Radio 1 or something, but okay, there was TVN. They had TVN 24. They had an English English anchor.
You mean TVN?
TVN 24.
Okay.
Yeah, they had.
I understand it, but I'm used to hearing it in Polish.
TVN,
you know what I mean? Like so TVN.
Yeah. And me.
Really?
Yeah. I did it on Radio Pin, and I think the lady was called Erika Ole, who did it on TVN. So. I did the news in English first, and then the guy who used to do tech reviews left the radio, and my boss said, you're young, I think you can do tech reviews. Sure, I can do tech reviews. So I started doing tech reviews, and sort of by the same way I got into cars, because the guy who did car news left the radio station. Everybody left the radio station, okay?
And the president didn't leave, so that you could become president.
Yeah, they were like rats, escaping from the ship, sinking ship. Yeah, they knew in advance.
They knew.
So that's how I got into cars, and when you get a car for a week, a press car, because we get press cars for a week, and all I do with it is 3 minutes radio show. That's not enough, I felt, and there's so much more I can say about a car. Okay, this was early noughties. Okay, mid noughties.
Okay.
So I said, we gotta have a blog on the radio webpage. We gotta have video on the webpage, and I assumed the radio had some money. No, they didn't. But so I said, okay, you don't want to do a blog, you don't want to do video, I'll do it for myself. So early, the channel started with the same name. It was called Garage Otwarty, like my show on the radio.
Okay. And this is which year exactly? Because YouTube is 2006.
Yeah. So I started 2011, 12.
Wow. So you got it. You got in early.
I got in early. Yeah. I was one of the first channels, car channels in Poland, I think. Not the biggest one.
If we have any OG that's been watching Marek back from 2013, 2012, write on the comments and say, hey, I'm here since then, and he's gonna let you a free ride on, I don't know, maybe he's meaning. I'm joking. No free rides.
But I'll give you a shout out.
You get in early. Yeah. What was your first video? What was it about? Do you remember? Is it still up?
Yeah, they're still up. The motorcycle video, it was a Honda NC 700X, I think. It could be, and this is wonderfully circling back to the current times, it could be a BYD, a Chinese car. This was
BYD? Did they make those cars back?
Well, funny you should ask. BYD started making cars around 2010-ish. One of the Polish car importers thought about bringing those to Poland. It was absolute garbage, but it was an electric car, and I got to drive it.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't even have license plates, so we were on a closed track to just drive it around to see what it was.
Wow. So and back then, probably only the Prius was kind of like the only electric thing.
But Prius was hybrid, and that was full electric.
Wow.
There was nowhere to charge it.
Wow.
So and now BYD is killing it. BYD is up there with Tesla. So I drove it when BYD was complete crap.
But okay, so you have that's your kind of like your first videos. Talking a little bit more about your channel per se. People see on YouTube what you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. They don't know the amount of hours that takes to pump out a video, right? So whenever you get a car, let's say you're gonna go and get the new Mini.
Yeah, sure.
You have it.
What happens?
What happens from the moment that you get this car to the moment that it hits us on your YouTube page?
Okay, first of all, I have to drive it.
How long?
Well, I've got it, unless it's something special that requires additional testing. Mm-hmm. I've got a test route which is around 200 kilometers.
Oh, wow.
Which I try to take every car on, unless, of course, it's something absolutely boring that doesn't require that. Then, as soon as possible, preferably right the next day, while the car is still clean-ish, so I don't have to do the whole car wash again. Mm-hmm. I film the beauty shots. That's like early in the morning, because this is like between the people who have sex there and between the people who burn rubber there, which, come to think of it, is
they might be the same person.
yeah. And before the people who jog come there. So I'm somewhere in between rubber burners and joggers.
And in the sex session.
And the sex session, yeah. Sometimes I clean up. When I go to the set, I have car cleaning products, water bottles and stuff like that. And I learned that I need to have rubber gloves to do some sanitary.
This guy, come on, which car reviewer?
I studied business, okay? I studied business for this.
Name a car reviewer that is
who cleans up
after themselves and after others. Come on, man.
I have to clean up after others because when I leave, the place is clean usually.
Well, that shows the commitment that you have to your video, because I assume this is all part of the scenery that you have where you're showing this video, right?
If you watch a BMW XM video, if you're careful enough, you'll see some construction trash in some of the beauty shots, which I try to push away and I try to keep the angle as clean as possible, but it was there. The municipality cleaned it up like the next day after I emailed them, so shout out to them.
Let's say you drove the car for 200 kilometers. I'm still surprised, 200 kilometers. That's like from here to Łódź, even further.
Yeah, I don't drive to Łódź. I have a loop. I have a loop which kind of takes about this much. There is some motorway, there is some B roads, there is some city.
Okay.
So I get the feel for the car, and I can get some general idea of how much fuel it's going to use. Okay, so then we do the beauty shots. After the beauty shots, Anna wakes up and catches up with me on set number 2, where we do the drive-by shots.
Oh yeah, those are beautiful, man. Those are beautiful.
And when they close this road for renovation, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to start as early as possible, so there's as little people as possible. In the winter, I don't film right now because
you don't film now?
No. We finished mid-November, and that was late already. And we resume filming probably in February.
That's crazy. So that means that the window that you have,
I have to fill it up with.
You're just grinding.
Yeah.
Wow.
We do about a car and a half a week.
A week, and that includes like we're talking, right? That includes everything he said: getting the car, getting familiarized with the car.
Yeah. We're not finished yet.
Yeah.
We've done the beauty shots. We've done the drive-by shots. Mm-hmm. Then I've already driven the car enough, usually with everything, that I can go back home, start writing the script, go and film the talking heads plus whatever other shots we need from inside the car, around the car, that are specific to this script.
Yep.
Yeah, then we film the drone, then we edit. So it's about, if from the moment I pick the car up to when it's edited, if I wanted to do it like in one go, it's probably 5 days.
5 days. But obviously you are doing that with one car, whilst you also have the new car coming in and testing everything.
That's why we don't edit straight away.
Let me ask you a question though. We have this influx of electric vehicles. You do car reviews, and having such a big channel in Poland, how much or how interested are Polish people in electric vehicles?
I can answer that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the share of electric cars in the Polish car market, new car market at the moment, is around 3%.
3%?
Yes, most of them are company cars, obviously, because they're compliance machines.
Okay.
People don't buy, companies don't buy cars because they believe in whatever ecological green values.
Emissions or whatever.
Yeah, they buy it as compliance regulations force them to.
Yep.
There are some early adopters, private buyers who buy electric cars for fun, but we're talking about thousands, maybe tens of thousands, but not very many. So it's reflected in the video viewership. So Renault Megane E-Tech, an electric Renault Megane, very good car by the way, gets maybe quarter of views that a Kia diesel will get.
Interesting. Okay, so I don't want to get into too much technical things about how people want to buy, what cars people want to buy or anything. But I'm interested in your channel. But how much of your, let's say, mental workload goes into creating content for a platform like YouTube, contrary to something vertical like Instagram, like TikTok?
I don't.
YouTube Shorts?
I don't. What you see on my Instagram, that's a vertical video.
Yep.
It's filmed by Ania, and she forces me to do it. I absolutely hate vertical video.
Okay, well, to be honest, it must be difficult. It must be difficult because you have this amazing shot with this car. Right here, we have this car, and if I want to make a short out of it, it's going to be you and I showing this tire right here,
Because people say, you can repurpose your YouTube content to make shorts. No, you can't.
Yeah.
You need to plan it completely differently. You need to have a different shot, different angle.
Yeah.
So the rewards from it are so small for me. I'm now talking like a business person. So there are great Instagrammers, TikTokers, basically vertical video people who are killing it, but they are making money on brand deals rather than on AdSense revenue.
Okay, I understand.
For me, I make most of the money of the AdSense revenue. Hence, the English channel has got better CPMs.
So, for example, when you compare I think your English channel, you have like around 30-something thousand subscribers.
Yeah.
Your Polish channel has 250,000 subscribers. Without digging into your finances,
I'll tell you.
How do they compare?
My English channel, the way it is right now, it makes about between a fourth and a third of what my Polish channel makes.
That's significant.
That's significant.
Especially when you compare don't get me wrong, listen, a 30,000 subscriber channel on YouTube in the year 2024, it's a big deal, right? Yeah. Because most people are consuming stuff that is vertical on Instagram, whatever, and most people don't want to invest 10, 15, 20 minutes of their time on YouTube.
I get it. I get it.
So it's not a small feat to have a 30,000, let alone a 200,000, 250,000 channel. But when you see the 30 compared to 200, you would imagine that the 30,000 is just paying for your coffees,
but it's not. It's actually a significant part of our budget.
Wow.
Going back to vertical forms, and my problem with whether it's Instagram, whatever it's called, stories, reels, something,
reels.
Or TikTok videos, or even YouTube Shorts, is that there is no good search engine for them. There is no search engine for them. Meanwhile, I consume YouTube as an educational platform. Yeah. So, for example, we're doing some small remodeling in the studio, and I couldn't find a shelf which I wanted. First of all, I looked around the internet whether there is a shelf of this size and style that fits me. No, I couldn't find it, and then all of a sudden I found a website with whatever.
Yep.
And it's like, shit, I can make that. How do I make that? YouTube. How do you make a shelf made of pipes?
Well, how to?
Yeah, and YouTube is great for that, and I mean, I can watch whatever TikTok videos of a whatever home improvement channel, and maybe I'm gonna find an inspiration, maybe not. But from this inspiration, I'm not staying there. With this inspiration, I'm going to YouTube to find out more about it.
Amazing.
If I want to date a Polish girl, I'll go to your channel.
I'm teaching people how to date a Polish girl, and I am a married guy. You know what I mean?
I wish I knew that 20 years ago.
Oh, you have a Polish girl. Hey, Ania.
Yeah, but you know how many tries it took me? I was on Fotka.pl, Sympatia.pl, and God knows what else.
Were you using Gadu Gadu?
Yes, we were using Gadu Gadu back then.
I know.
I hate the noise.
Let me not lean on the thing here. Do you watch other car reviewers from Poland or from any other place, or do you keep it separated so it doesn't affect your creative process?
I watch for educational purposes. So if I need to figure out a shot, or if I just need to do a tech update for myself, I will watch that. For example, the Straight Pipes, two Canadian car reviewers. It's on their channel where I learned about the 360 camera, Insta 360X or something. I sort of, I looked at the show. How did they get that? I'm not sure if they said the name of the camera or if it just inspired me to kind of look for it. But yeah, this is where I came up with it. I watch a lot of gear videos. I even tried starting a gear channel, but during COVID, so there was a lot of time, and I tried that, but never had the time, and I didn't want to put the effort in, so it just stayed there. But I did some videos about my gear, and maybe it helps someone to find out how to stick a camera to a car so it doesn't fall off. Do I watch other reviewers? Mainly the content which I would not be able to watch in Poland. So not necessarily cars that I would review. Because I don't want to sort of taint my vision. Perhaps if I'm in doubt about something and I cannot figure it out because whatever, the press office is unavailable because it's the weekend. Can you imagine those corporations? They don't work on weekends. They don't pick up phones on Sundays. I mean, what the hell?
What's going on? What's going on? We have content creators here that need to pump out content.
We work 24/7.
We do. Trust me, we do.
We do. So
today's my birthday, and I'm here shooting with Marek. There you go.
Happy birthday.
100 lat. Let me get my vodka. Hold on.
Sometimes, in that case, if I'm in doubt, I will kind of look for other resources, even if just to look at a video shot and see if if something is sticking out the same way as on my press car or something. So that's why I will watch other videos. I tend not to watch my Polish colleagues, but that's because we really don't have time. If I got the car, it's my time with it.
It's go time, but I understand you because I have the same. In this realm of making content, I make what is called multicultural content. That's the big umbrella, right? But inside that, I do a lot of Polish things. Cultural observations about Poland.
The one which you can't call interracial.
My wife. I was like, let's call it interracial. It's like no, that's a little bit.
How does she know?
Hey, what are you doing there, wife, on the internet? But the thing is that I do try to stay away from people that make content like mine. Nothing to do with competition, nothing. I just want to have a fresh mind. Literally, that's the only thing I want. I don't want to see a video about, I don't know, someone went and saw the Pedal Museum, for example, and they saw it and they show. If I haven't been there, which I did have an episode, I want to react to it. So, for instance, I'm interviewing you. I didn't check if someone interviewed you because I didn't want to be affected by whatever it is that they asked you. I want to have my own questions.
Sure, I get it. Same thing with. Sometimes what happens is I see a video or I hear somebody say that and I also thought that, but like I've never expressed it. Now, no point of me saying it because everybody's gonna say, "Ah, he saw a video of this guy."
100%. So I completely understand.
And if I didn't know and I said it, at least I don't have the creative block.
Well, yeah, for sure. Because I think that whenever you think of something, even if someone else already did it, but you did not know that existed, it has an aura of originality still.
Yeah.
Because you're not rehashing whatever they said. One of my last questions to you is this. At the end of the day, you're a content creator. Like, and your videos are yours. Tomorrow, maybe YouTube disappears, something else comes up, and you can always take your videos,
Hopefully.
And so, what advice would you give somebody that is going to buy a camera and they want to do car? And I don't want to, I don't want to tie your neck and say only car reviews, because I can see that you have a different mindset about this. You tackle it as a creator, like it's cars and everything, but you're thinking about things. You have scripts, you have cameras, you're looking for angles, you're picking up trash to make sure that the content is good. So what advice would you give somebody starting now?
Watch stuff to learn what you like and what you don't like. Start with based on what you liked, and then do it your own. I used to watch those videos, and I started sort of like reverse engineering them.
Okay.
And that's how I learned to make my car reviews. And then, from then, I went on to make them my own, also addressing some of the viewer requests and ignoring some of them profusely.
Yeah, you cannot listen to everybody.
No,
you cannot listen to everybody.
You can't. But some of you have to sort of realize, okay, this is worth a shot, this maybe not. Or you try it, didn't work, too much work, forget it, let's go back to the old stuff, or let's change it somehow else. But learn from others and make it your own.
Fantastic advice. You have another YouTube channel.
Yeah, with Ania. With my, she's my manager.
So tell me, what do you guys do on you? Because the name of this channel is Marek.
Ania i Marek. Jadą. Okay, so in this case, jechać is a play on words, because in Polish, when you say jechać, it means either to sort of, drive, go along, or you can jechać someone, zjechać kogoś, jechać coś, jechać po kimś, which is make fun of someone. So that's pretty much it.
Also,
we do a bit of travel, and we do a bit of poking fun at things.
Poking fun at things, and that's what life is about. Poking fun at things.
Not taking things seriously.
Reviewing cars. I'm suffering. I'm gonna end this video. I don't want to go because I want to be next to the Mini. Boom! That's all, guys. That's the end of this episode. Marek, thank you very much.
Thanks.
This guy, whenever you record content, it's very easy to, you're talking to the camera, right? Although we're talking to thousands of people, but you're talking to the camera, and from time to time, od czasu do czasu, you meet somebody and they're a certain way in front of the camera, and then the moment the camera goes off, it's different. It's like weird, it's like a weird vibe. I'm telling you, this guy is literally as cool as you see him on the videos.
I'm as stupid as you think.
Go to Marek's channel, tell him that I sent you, okay? And see you in another episode. Adios.
Bye.